Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is the WREXtra Time, where Wrexham have just beaten Mansfield Town 1-0 away, and what a match it was today. Recently, we ended up with a last minute goal against us to end up with a draw. Today, we were very lucky that nothing went in for Mansfield. They had a lot of very close shots. We had some of our own as well that we didn't take, but a very early goal from Barney sealed us the full 3 points. Now, today's extra time is going to be a little bit different. We're going to discuss the match as usual, but I am also watching the Stockport County match in the background as we go. So it'll be a little bit of a watch along slash extra time this week. So a little bit of a hybrid. And Josh is in the background. Joshy, are you coming in?
I just coming in and say hi to make sure everything was all right.
I can't hear you, Josh.
Oh, really? Hello? Nothing?
Okay. Josh has no voice.
I don't.
Mine.
Yes, no?
No. You can hear Josh. Ah, that's interesting.
Okay, there we go.
Right, then why can't I hear Josh?
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to hear me either.
Strange.
I was just coming to make sure everything got up okay. But there is a healthy debate.
Talk to the people, Josh, because they can hear you.
Yeah. Yes, chat. Yes, chat can hear Josh. Yes, but he can't. Maybe it's something. Yeah, but I just want to make sure the stream got up okay. That's all. But there is a healthy discussion going on in the Discord. I think Paddy mentioned just now he's going to be watching the Stockport game as well as taking the calls in. So kind of a hybrid today. So have your say. You still can't hear me. Testing.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. Now that was a stupid issue by me.
Okay.
I turned my headphones down to get rid of the Stockport commentary. I turned them down too far, so I lost you as well. What a noob.
Yeah, I would have touching buttons, man. I was going to say, do you need me to change the thumbnails up here? Live shoot the rehearsal, man. Always shoot the rehearsal.
Well, if we're still going to do kind of extra time and just see how it goes, then maybe not. You can edit it a little bit if you want. You say you. Look.
Yeah.
I don't know there you go. Need.
Well, I wish we had the OBS up, but we don't because that'd be really easy. But okay. All right. Well, enjoy. Have fun. I'll be in the chat. And you don't need to.
Well, hang on a second because there's nobody else here to talk to.
Oh, well, shit.
So, ladies and gents, you can come in because I haven't given you the link. So let's give out the link. Who is going to come join us today on extra time?
Parky interview is already up, by the way.
Boom.
I
assume you're going to be doing your after show later?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll cover WREXtra Time later. Wrexham Reaction later, and I'll cover his interview.
So I'll leave that alone. I won't go near that.
Cool. Perfect. But yeah, there's the link. There you go. I don't have the rest of the games.
Well, I can see that we have Max Cleworth.
Max Cleworth.
To come and join us on
Let's go to put these up.
Matchday Live, so Andy's going to.
That'll take away from yours. You always do them.
Okay. All right. Well, he's talking live right now. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, these are live on YouTube.
Okay.
Those I don't cover. Anyone else coming in? So we got a full list of games going on right now, right?
Yes. Oh, before anything happens, I need to put in my scores.
Oh, dear.
I haven't put them up yet. So give me a minute. I will work on that in the background.
Always time.
Who do we have? We have Birmingham City, Northampton. Okay, let's do this first.
While you're doing that, I'll do this.
But then when that happens, you have to show the other side of the game, and I think we did that quite well. Were there some strong messages in the dressing room at half-time from Phil and Steve Parkin? Yeah, I think, well, look, we started quite well, I thought, and especially first 20, 25, I thought we were playing well. They got back into it a little bit, had a couple of chances. So just to sort of get back to what we were doing, try and be a bit stronger, win them first duels and the second balls. And I think we did that better second half, but maybe, normally we could do it better.
Ryan Barnett's first goal of the season, Max. Is that kind of finish something you've seen often on the training ground?
Should I tell the truth?
Yeah, please.
Look, Barney's been unbelievable this year, so we know he has that finish in him. We saw it last year, especially the second goal he scored against Forest Green here. So we know he can do it. I thought he was going to play Mulls, and then that's a good job. He put it bottom corner in the end.
What he just said?
I think Mulls have been pleased, but yeah, he's been fantastic this year and showing another side to his game today.
When you look back across the game over the 90 minutes, would you have said that kind of quarter of an hour spell after half-time was perhaps your best spell in the game as a side, the chances you created and getting on the front foot in that spell?
Yeah, I think we started the second half well. We started both halves well, and then we definitely had a few chances where we could have seen the game off. I think obviously the big one was Paddy's one at the end. I think it might have took a nick or something.
Who's run?
I think Mulls had one from Barney's cross. So even though we weren't particularly dominant on the ball, we certainly had, if not the best chances in the second half. They had a couple, but I felt we were defended well. So yeah, all that matters in the end is the win.
Max, obviously Lee Gregory on your side in that first half particularly caused you not too many issues. I thought you marshalled him quite well. Player on 7 goals this season. Was that something maybe that was spoke about in the lead up to this game as a massive threat? Yeah, we knew obviously the level that he's played at. He's very clever. He's not the quickest or one that's going to run away from you, but he's got that clever brain and the movement and the little nudges. So I think he did it well. To be fair, I thought it was a good battle. He certainly won his duels, and I felt like I won a few against him. But yeah, it's that time and trying not to give a foul away. He gets his body in the way well, and obviously his touch is going to be good for the level he's played at. So yeah, it was knowing about them two up front. I think overall we mastered him fairly well.
How are you feeling in yourself now post injury?
Yeah, feeling better. Obviously it was a new experience for me because I've never been injured before, so it was quite frustrating.
True.
Obviously I'm lucky it wasn't too serious. Some of the lads have had really bad injuries, and you feel for them. But obviously the medical team have got me back really quick, and it's all down to them, and I owe a lot of that to them for trying to speed up the process. But yeah, it's just trying to find trusting it a bit, and the more I play, the more it'll feel better.
And when you reflect on the season so far, the 14 games plus the cup ties, as a side, do you feel you're getting ever better, or is it not as simple as that? Is it that form will kind of rise and fall a little bit game to game, and you don't kind of feel that there's that sort of graph line that's going upwards?
Yeah, I think obviously
Congrats,
in
Chris.
this league, a lot of teams are close together, especially towards the top. So anyone on their day can sort of turn the other team over. But I think we have a steady consistency in our team and in our play. We have sort of a way we can rely on to play. If it is hard like today, we have a grittiness that I think holds you in good stead. So even if we're not at our best, which we know the levels we can reach, we can still drag out results. And when it's sort of not going our way, we're confident we can still compete with teams.
Brilliant. Well, Max, thank you so much for coming to join us.
No
well
worries.
done on your performance today and the win, and all the best for Stockport on Saturday. You've played them a few times.
See you soon. See you in a bit.
Max Cleworth.
Is he not playing against Port Vale now?
I kind of thought you might get Tuesday night off, Max, but we haven't been told officially. We
Oh
might
dear.
see him, we might not. Port Vale
That was
on
awkward.
Tuesday then for Wrexham, Stockport on
Look at that.
Saturday as
Yeah.
the one
Hello.
mission continues. Max, equally honest there, Mia, with
Hold on.
Yeah, I think he's.
There was a parking
he
interview.
knows,
I'll grab that real quick here. Hold on 1 second. This is after, but he does a different interview later. Where is it? There it is.
You have to take it. He'll be just absolutely delighted. Clean sheet, 3 points at home against a title rival. How much better does it get for a Saturday morning? Or
So who did he say wasn't playing on Tuesday?
about Ryan Barnett, but
He was
usually
talking
in the
about,
sense of his attacking quality. But about 10 minutes from time today, we saw his.
He said to Max, "See you on Tuesday to play against Port Vale," and he said, and then Andy Morrell came in and said, "Yo, you're not going to play on Tuesday," And I think Max said, he said no.
If he can bring that element as well to his game, then really you've got the complete footballer.
Absolutely, it was a
Let's see
great
here.
bit of play.
We'd like to, but you've got to make sure you win, and we've done that terrifically well today. We stuck together, we fought hard, we had probably the 2 best chances in the second half to go. We couldn't get that second goal, and also you've got to respect Mansfield, a very good side, and got a good away record as well.
You mentioned that possible hangover from Charlton and Harrogate. Did that surprise you then in your team's performance?
I mean, sometimes an early kickoff as well, just for whatever reason, it just has that feeling where both teams were making mistakes in the first half. Both teams were giving the ball away cheaply. I don't know. I mean, all I can relate it to is after we lost to Birmingham, the Crawley game. After that, it took us a while to get going in that. We weren't at our best, and I think we've got to shake that off. Quicker, because Charlton was probably one of the best away performances we've had since we've been here. Harrogate, we've dominated the game and done everything but score. It was probably a 3-1 performance for us. So I don't know. As a manager, you're kind of thinking, why weren't we kind of sharp in that first half? It was almost like there was so much space to play, but we kind of got lulled into that and played a bit slow at times. When we speeded the game up, we got in some great positions, scored an outstanding goal from Barney. And like I said, we had chances to extend the league, but we'll take the 1-0 today, and it's great to get back to winning ways but continue our run in the league, which has been brilliant since the Stevenage game.
Absolutely, and you back up to that magic.
His head has shifted
now,
the league.
Phil, and this home record that you built with all these victories, just a one drawn game here this season, it must give you confidence that every time you run out here, there's a belief that the players are going to get the job done, however it gets done.
Yeah, that's right. It's
however it gets done.
We'll win all types of games within all types of performances. It's as simple as that, and we did that today, and that's what it's all about. We stood strong. The defenders were better second half. I've said to the lads, the back three at half time, I didn't think they were physical enough with Gregory and Evans in the first half. They were getting dictated to a bit. The second half, Maxi, he's still feeling his way back in. Maxi, Scary and Tommy did a lot better, won a lot more headers, and were more physical with the front two, and it gave us a platform to go and create those chances where we could have won it. We won it by more, sorry.
Was it something the Charlton game? Obviously, disappointment at the end. Just
you see
conceding.
That?
Was game management something you've spoken about over the past couple of
years?
Yeah,
I mean, we spoke about the moment where we conceded in that Charlton game about. It wasn't a blatant mistake where someone's trying to pass they shouldn't have done. They just got their way out of that corner, and then we didn't deal with the ball in the box. So, obviously the importance of defending your box, as from the first minute to the last. But today, it's great for us that we learned from that, and we managed to saw the game through really well in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought you kept it up this end of the pitch, in the corners, and just sealed that time out where Charlton maybe we had a free kick. We could have maybe just kept it.
Without doubt. I think, as you know, that when you've conceded late like that, there is can play on your mind a little bit, because that was that knocked us out because because of the manner of the way we played. But listen, you always get ups and downs in games and from game to game. But today we've come through that period well, and the lads, will take a lot of credit for a different style of performance today, a different style of one, but we've still got the points and keeps our run going.
Why'd you keep Palmer
touched
on?
on Ryan Barnett's excellent halfway through in the second half when the ball ricocheted off Arthur and Aaron Lewis's point blank range.
Yeah, well, Barney is obviously played in that wing-back role for us a while, but he's obviously a very attack-minded wing-back, but he's sensing danger better and better. He's recovered in those positions quicker, and I'd imagine Barney would have been man of the match today because of those two key moments in the game.
And just finally, Phil, Stockport next in the league, obviously Port Vale on Tuesday in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, but another opponent next Saturday that you've seen plenty of in the last few seasons.
Yeah, it's funny how the games have come in batches, really, haven't they? We had Rotherham and Huddersfield, two teams who'd come down, and now we've got Mansfield, Stockport, two teams who've come up with us. So, they've got a big game this afternoon against Bolton. I saw them play against Wycombe Tuesday. We always have great games against them. It'll be a terrific atmosphere, and it's great to go there with 3 points in the bag.
Well done, Phil, on those 3 points. Excellent work on the win, and obviously we'll see you next time here on Matchday Live.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson, delighted, of course, with his team's 3 points this afternoon.
Win's a win, I guess.
Yeah, that sounded a little bit like he's just trying to shine it up a little bit.
Yeah. Could have had it.
Polish that performance a little bit.
Trying to
massage it, and what I'm telling you is not what I'm telling the boys.
There's some bleeping and effing, going on behind the scenes, probably.
Yeah.
But let me see. Max was the last one there.
Okay, Marie from SoCal there.
Got it.
Where is it? Here. As Barney runs around the pitch, there should be an ever-increasing dollar sign above his head. Do you know what? I did think to myself that his move of not passing to Mullen and going for goal himself, if you were conspiratorially minded, you might think that that was a play to make himself look better
I
by
know. I
scoring
mean,
a couple of goals.
it wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, Bruce.
Like I've no idea what Barney is like as a person or how serious he would be about staying with us forever type thing.
Yeah.
But some players do kind of go down that road once they're in the limelight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. You get your first caller. I'll jump out. You guys can have your say. I'll get out of the way. Just make sure everything's all right up there too. But yeah, good stuff. Fun.
Okay.
Fun one.
PC, I'm going to bring you in now. You ready?
All right.
Let's see.
And on that bombshell. Later.
Take care, Joshy. Okay. Not PC on PC. How are you doing?
Just 1 second. I got to delete the other tab. Otherwise, I'm getting reverb.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
Let's go with you. Pick something. What you wanna chat about?
Well, a second ago you were talking about Barney.
Yeah.
With that goal. It's funny. Literally, the moment I watched that, it became pretty clear to me that there's not a lot of faith in Mullen to score, and so Barney's kind of taken it upon himself. Don't get me wrong, Mullen obviously dragged away the defenders, but at the end of the day, it's, in my opinion, it's pretty telling when a wing back's like, okay, I can, just pass it to our usual finisher, but no, this time I'm just like, I'm going to take it myself. And hopefully that's a bonfire that lights a fire up under Mullen's arse. Not that he wouldn't. I mean, he's, But then again, I don't predict he's going to be doing great for the next few games anyway. But it's just kind of sad and depressing to watch him flail around like a magic carp every game until he gets back up to form.
Yeah. He should have scored something today. He's getting enough opportunities, I think. Like, he had some solid opportunities today. Maybe not a huge amount. There was times he wasn't getting service during the match. But when the chances came, he didn't take them. Which may take time. But yeah, I was a little surprised with him today.
Fair enough. It's a bit weird with those two up front as well. I'm starting to think it would probably make more sense to have maybe a 5-4-1 diamond. Because we've always got one person in the almost pulling back into midfield.
Yeah.
And it's weird because most of the time it's Mullen staying forward and it's Palmer coming deeper. But I would say it would actually make more sense to have the target forward being the one all the way up the top.
Yeah.
Just to drag away defenders, and Mullen himself likes to come deep. Because you see those long passes that go right over the top, and a lot of the time they don't carry with weight to the point where he can stay onto it, run it. Usually comes dead, and then he's got to do the kind of Barney where he just pivots with the ball around the defender, and it just kind of, he's definitely one of those kind of players that needs to be running onto the ball to begin with. These ones that go over, he doesn't really do too well with. I mean, unless it's like a challenge with the keeper or something, but we're not really seeing a lot of that. So
you're talking about keeping Palmer up front and having Mullen in front of the diamond?
Yeah, so it'd be the same thing as basically our 4-4-2 diamond, but instead of one person, like instead of having two strikers, we'd have one striker, him playing that cam role, which he does, or he has played when we've played that diamond, 4-4-2 diamond, but just keeping that 5 at the back, because they're pretty much there to begin with. Yeah, pretty much all the time you're going to see one pulling back, and I think the wrong person's back, to be brutally honest. The one guy who, I mean, don't get me wrong, Palmer has shown that he has some speed, and especially when he got re-signed, he definitely seemed to have. He seemed to pick his game up a bit, but recently I haven't seen too much out of it, and I just don't think he's got the legs in him that he used to. Whereas I think that Mullins' creativity would be a lot better in that kind of regard, and maybe having that target forward being able to run into channels and draw players away, it would open up space for Mullen as well. So, but that's just an opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting though that it seems that a lot of Palmer's work rate that they're talking about tends to be defensive. Like he's back at the front of our box a lot of the time. Which is a little strange. That shouldn't be his job.
No. Well, especially for such a tanky target forward.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that he's got a lot of weight on him and stuff, but he doesn't have the speed and agility that that other players have.
But that's kind of my point. Isn't it even worse that he's that far back if he's a bit slower? Because it means he has to get the entire way up the pitch.
Exactly. I mean, I like the fact that he's he's not being that guy who doesn't go back and help when they need it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of pointless having a target forward who can't be there for those those aerial pull downs and stuff. If anything, you kind of want the other guy. Like you kind of want him to be the person that's getting those long balls so he can head it, control it, hold the ball up, and then pass it on to someone else. Hopefully that would be Mullen into space, or even Lee pushing up, or Cannon, Rathbone, whoever, or even Barney, to be honest, because he's got a lot of pace on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barney played a pretty damn good game as well. So,
do you think he deserved man of the match?
Well, as I said in chat, it was a toss-up between Dobson and Barnett. I probably would have chosen Dobson, but if someone said Barnett, given the fact that he scored, I wouldn't be writing home to the editor. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be happy with either. You tend to
get a lot of points when you scored a goal, especially if it's the only goal or the last winning goal.
Well, even as a wing back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, but I was really impressed with Dobson's his defense today. Actually, to be honest, I think it was one of his best games. He was literally just on everything. He was like a fly on shit, just everywhere, screening and and that's another thing. Like, he's not the greatest passer. Like in the counter attack, I don't really like him passing up. I'd much prefer that he pass on to Cannon or especially Lee. Like Lee made some beautiful passes in the counter attack. But Dobson, when in defense, like I think the reason we're doing so good this year is because he is that first trench. You know what I mean? Like, think of like World War I or something. You've got that first trench, and then there's trenches behind it. You know what I mean? He's that first line of defense for, just screening our defense so our defense can regroup and do what they need to do. And he, in many ways, I don't think we would be performing as well as we are without him doing the job that he does.
Yeah. What did you think of Okonkwo and his hand looking injured?
I didn't actually see that part. I must have been looking at something else. What happened with that?
Josh had mentioned that he was shaking his wrist as if it was sore earlier in the match. And then when he had the excellent dive to save with one-handed, he got up and he looked like his wrist was injured. Because remember,
think
I
that
don't, you saw it, they called on the medic to come over
Oh,
and
okay.
check on it.
Oh yeah. So what was that from bracing from a fall, or do you reckon that's from the actual ball or something? Or
Well, if you are like have some hairline injury or something, and then you take a hit that hard on your one hand, then yeah, like that could re-injure it or just give you pain.
and that's another thing. Like, wasn't he playing in the against Harrogate?
He was, yeah.
I don't understand why they didn't use Burton for that game, to be brutally honest.
Yeah,
especially given the fact that we
people didn't
lost
agree with me.
anyway. You know what I mean? Sorry?
I asked that of people, and no one seemed to agree with me. I asked it of the Aussie boys, the two beards.
Okay.
I asked them, like, were they in any way kind of thinking that AO maybe shouldn't play this match? And they were saying no, they expected him to play.
I'm very much of the opinion that at least when it comes to your backup goalkeepers, if you're playing in a cup match, and especially like if they're divisions below you, one would think that you would use your second string keeper in those things. Like, don't get me wrong, if we were playing someone in our own league or above, then it to me, Parky wouldn't need to justify that to bring on a Conco, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, we're starting to play our own or even better, so we'd probably have to bring in a Conco for that. But if we're playing people a division below us, having said that, I do remember saying to you that we are yet to beat Harrogate for some years now. For some reason, they just seem to do the number on us. And yes, we have gone up, but I don't know. It's just some teams just seem to have a better read on other teams. Yeah, it's weird. Like you can beat like 20 teams, but there might be one that every year beats you. It's just one of those things. Some styles just have their own little side effects.
Okay. I'm going to add a little graphic here. Let me know, everybody, is that too small for you to read? Because I know some of you are on phones and stuff. So we have had a goal
on a phone,
already.
Probably.
Yeah, on a phone probably not. But if everybody else can see it and it's worth leaving there, then I might. So we've had a goal. Wycombe Wanderers are winning 1-0 over Wigan, and they are the away team. That's the only goal so far.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, that's actually kind of funny how well that they've come back from the start of the season. But then there's a few teams like that. So
now it's not working because I switched. Okay, then I guess I'll remove it. Boop. Sorry, guys, that's not going to work. Transition. Sorry, go on. You were talking about Wycombe?
I was just saying it's just surprising how well they've clawed their way back from their earlier performance at the start of the season. But yeah, everyone was saying that they didn't deserve to be where they were, and that they were going to come back up. So I just didn't realise they'd be shooting all the way up to first. But having said that, at the time when they were all the way down there, I didn't think the Stockport would be near the top either. So at that point in the season, so it's kind of leveled itself out again. So
yeah. Stacey actually picked them to be one of the top teams this season. So that was quite good. She knows a bit about them, that they're a very solid team. So now that they have found their level and their play style, maybe we were lucky to get them early in the season. But we took our 3 points in the first match from them, so that has helped us out. The only reason they're first, obviously, is because Birmingham have 2 games in hand. They're a little bit ahead of us, but not a crazy amount. So I'm not worried about second just yet. And I'm very happy that we ended up now a solid third for the moment. This is a very good position.
Well,
to be in.
yeah, the today's game was definitely a good little 6-pointer. So, let's just
we
hope
needed
that
to
we
pull
can
3 points away
repeat that
from
away.
Mansfield.
Yeah, but actually, it's kind of cool to see all the the EFL 2 promoted teams from last year doing so well.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really thought that even if you thought that maybe one would do well, I don't think we'd really think that pretty much actually, where is Stockport at the moment? Are they about mid-table?
They're about mid-table. They've slid back
Yeah.
quite a bit. I'll check now while you're talking. So,
But Mansfield, that's funny because literally at the start it was Stockport at the top, and then all of a sudden Mansfield just has this run of winning games, and then they go all the way up to 4th. So, no, it's good to see. It really is. It's good to see.
So
and I must admit, they're what is it? Their pressing today was pretty crazy. I was actually really impressed. Like, they really had our backs panicking, really.
Yeah.
And it showed, like, there was a part of me where I'm just like, oh, we need to really work on our playing out from the back. But then I'm also thinking to myself, not many teams can do what they did. The only teams I've really seen that have done that well was... No, it wasn't Stevenage. What was the other team?
Northampton.
No. We smashed Northampton. The team that we got that I think it was what was
Cambridge.
Sorry, no. The 1-0. The team that beat us 1-0.
Let me just quick check and remind myself. Pretty sure it's Cambridge. Stevenage.
Okay, so it was Stevenage. Yeah. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so Stevenage, because they pressed really hard up in the first half as well. So there are teams that are watching how other teams have beat us, and they're doing their darndest to repeat the thing, which you can't hate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like when you're playing for points, you got to play for points. So.
Yeah, absolutely. They had to make a big push at the end, and we had to hold out. Question here: can we hold out 9 more games till the transfer window opens for striker? I say yes, because we're doing it.
It's one of those things where, I mean, don't get me wrong. Big Daddy, Dad Bod, he is looking exciting.
Yes,
he just needs more minutes. But other than him, I'm not really seeing anyone impress me when it comes to our strikers. But our centers and our backs, and I guess and our wing backs as well. Actually, technically they are defenders. So, yeah. So they're coming through with those odd goals. I mean, we shouldn't be relying on them to do all the heavy lifting.
Oh, sorry. Stockport just Bolton just messed up there in defence. Rolled the ball, didn't finish it. Stockport stole it, and Barry didn't convert. Ooh, that was dangerous. Sorry, go on, I interrupted.
Yeah. Basically, I'm just saying that our centers and backs have been doing really well. So they've been getting the odd goal, but it's a shame that they're the ones carrying the team at the moment.
Yes,
it's like the most non-attacking people are the most attacking people for our team.
Yeah, the flip side is it's a team effort, you know. And,
yes,
and as long as someone scores, that's fine. And is Mullen, because he's such a big target, drawing people away all the time? Now, we saw it today with Barney's goal because it was very, very obvious. But when our other players are scoring, potentially is it some defenders like overplaying against Mullen or shutting down who they deem to be our biggest problems for them?
Well, the funniest thing is, if I was a defender for the opposition, I wouldn't be looking at Mullen as my biggest issue. I mean, if you're looking at game tape for your opposition for, let's say, the last 4 games, why would you keep your eyes on Mullen?
Don't know that I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
As I'm saying, I'm not against Mullen. As I said, I've gone on the record as saying that I think that everyone should leave him alone until he gets to that 8-week mark, because that's pretty much what happened last year. But as of now, until he gets to that critical mass, he isn't scary. And they're the people as a defender that I'd be watching. It's the people that scare me. Barnett scares me. Elliot Lee in a game where they pass down a little bit more down the left, like today, he scares me. Duddy, he scares me. Mullen, nah, he does not scare me one iota at present. A couple more games, maybe. But right now, nah, not a chance.
Yeah, I concede your general point, but I think when you're looking at it from a defender's point of view, he is our striker up front, and he can score. Like, you leave Mullen alone, like, he'll score. So I think it's the pressure that people are putting Mullen under is just enough to stop him scoring. So without that pressure on Mullen, then yeah, I don't see it. Because I still think he's getting open.
I don't think it's a pressure thing, man, because at the end of the day, he had the exact same amount of pressure last year. I just think that he just needs to get up to his critical mass like he did last year, and then he'll start filling his boots. If it gets past that point, then I'll start, chicken littling. But until that point, I mean, it's just something we got to bear with. If in a perfect world, we would have had Marriott still firing and sinking goals for fun, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah. So Stockport have just scored on Bolton, as you can see. The number changed on my screen. A lovely shot. Stockport are looking dangerous, and Bolton are looking fast, but they're being closed down by Stockport. So that's how it's going so far.
Nice.
Stockport are still looking like they're dangerous team for next week. So no easy.
So is it a home game or
it's a home game for them as well? Yeah. So they have a home game against Bolton, then a home game against us.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. Well, to be brutally honest, I actually said in the chat that I wasn't convinced that we'd actually get the W today. But we luckily got an early one in, and we were able to hold it for the whole game, and especially the later stint in the second half. I'm surprised they didn't get one in to draw. I think we were very, very lucky that any of those shots didn't go in.
Yeah.
And some there was only like a bee's dick in it. So
yeah, absolutely. But we did have our own chances as well with Mullen and others. Just to flip up the conversation a little bit, which is kind of about the strikers. We have a question here. Two-parter, really. Can we ask Fletcher to retire in the January window? We need the extra spot. And then followed up with, if we get another striker, can they be included into the 22-man squad? So just to clarify there, if anybody doesn't know, the 22-man squad starts again in January when the window opens. There is a grace period where basically anyone can play. We have to finish with the 22 we have, but we can change it. And we restart our 22. So we can take anybody out, we can put anybody in we want. So can we ask Fletcher to retire? We can. Would we? No. because
Personally, I think that's more of a him decision.
Yeah. But my point is actually we don't need to, because we can remove Fletcher from the 22-man squad if we choose to do so, and he can still be available for any last cup matches or whatever if there's crazy injuries or something. But that's if we have the one last cup match available. But we can just sit him. We don't have to ask him to retire. But we could also let him retire and just pay him out the last 6 months of his contract. So anybody who doesn't have a spot can get a spot. We just have to drop someone else. So same as but Barton, he has a spot right now, and we can make that spot permanent if we want to, or he only signed till January. We can swap out for somebody else if we can find someone. So everybody talking about new strikers in January. Strikers are difficult to buy in January, because if they're really good, people do not want to let them go. And if they're willing to let them go, maybe they're not that good. Now, I guess the only difference with that is you could be talking about championship standard, and then they're willing to let them go, in which case they are very high League One standard. So there are a few provisos in there, but you're normally paying decent whack extra in January to get people. So it'll be an interesting one. And what I'll say right now is there's no guarantee that we can find what we want in January, even if we wait until January, if we survive until then. If we're really high in the league come January, will they spend the big bucks? Maybe. If they're available. Like I said, even if they're willing to spend extra, they may still not find what they're looking for. So
I was going to say
wait and see.
Plus, I guess it'll also depend on Marriott as well, whether or not we choose to register him based upon his recovery. So, which is unfortunate.
Marriott is an obvious one to not register, let's say.
Yeah.
And I now for anybody, I said this already on Two Bits podcast. I was asked about Marriott, and I think he's in a very bad position here.
Yeah.
Because it does. Well, he will not be fit by January, match fit anyway. Let's say. So in that case, you're probably not going to register him in the 22. If you don't register him in the 22, there's no cup matches to prove yourself in. So you need to just prove that you're back fit by the end of the season by playing with the team.
Does his contract end?
Yes.
He came in on an 18-month
contract. Unless he has re-upped and they didn't tell us. Because they didn't tell us about Barney's extension until very late, until everybody started asking. So unless they have re-upped his contract and not told us, then he is due to finish in the summer. So then you have questions that come to mind. Okay, did we get promoted in the summer? If we get promoted to the championship, I think there's no way you're going to re-sign him, because there's an extra jump, and no one is ever completely sure that you're good enough for the jump. I don't care what anybody says. You're always taking a chance, even on the team you have. When you go up a level, can they compete? So that's a problem. Then if we end up staying here in League One, I think there's a better chance that we re-sign him if he's fit again by the end of the season. But if we're bringing in first team strikers and we're saying that maybe Mullen or Marriott would play second striker, sit on the bench, because we want to level up our strikers, then you have a choice. Do you keep Mullen or do you re-sign Marriott? Well, Marriott has no contract and Mullen does. So I don't care if you believe Marriott is better than Mullen. From a financial standpoint, it is almost irrelevant. You can't. You have to pay out Mullen. You've already given him a contract. You've already spent the money, essentially. So you have to keep Mullen and let Marriott go.
Which sucks because... because I don't think there's a single person within, that that supports the team who doesn't think that he did an outstanding job at the start of this season.
Yeah.
And there's a part of you that just wants to be loyal to that, but shit happens. Arseholes cause it.
But yeah, you can't keep everybody on sentiment, and
yeah, exactly.
It's one of those purely financial things that someone will just say, look, costs too much. We can't keep Mullen and him and buy in a new first striker as well.
I mean, you might be able to justify it if we don't go up.
But yes, if you don't go up, you might be able to justify it. Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, I'd say that'll just be a 1-year contract, and you kind of look from there. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's the way it's looking to me.
Unless there's an outside scenario here, let's say we do go up, and they want to buy in one expensive new striker, then maybe you try and do it on the cheap because he's just been injured. Give him a 1-year contract that he's not asking for too much money, and you keep Mullen, him, and your new striker. Potentially that might work out cheaper because you don't want to be buying lots of new strikers. But look, he's in danger. He's in danger of having played his last match with us, I think, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I do not disagree. But
and on the bomb on that bombshell has put up letting the better striker go. Yes, it happens. Absolutely, it happens. Because it's a financial decision. Because if you say how much better are they, and then you put a value on it, are they this much better? How much better are they for the value of cost? And sometimes that happens. And that's why as well, some teams you find are letting go of players. You think, no way, they're the best player on your team, but they've just had a bad year for their contract timing. And they need to clear people for financial benefit. You see it in the Premier League all the time, that they need to clear people out of the squad to earn some money and to balance the books. And especially younger players. Younger players are getting caught now that if they come up through the academy, they're worth a lot of money when they're sold. And if you need to balance the books, it doesn't matter if this guy is your better player. He's more valuable to be sold for profit and loss and to balance the books. It's the way it happens. It's really unfortunate for those to get caught in it.
Yeah, agreed.
Stomach bug. Christine says Lewis Brunt had stomach bug last week.
That would explain why we didn't see him in the cup match, because I was hoping to see him.
Yeah. It doesn't excuse the performance in the cup match, though. Some people were saying that there was a stomach bug going around the entire team. But,
okay.
I hate excuses. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being mean or whatever. When people say stuff like that, a stomach bug went around the camp, then your processes are not good enough at your club, because you should be pulling a player out the instant they're potentially sick. You should be doing stuff like making sure that all your players are not eating the same meals if they're eating at the club or in the canteen or whatever. You should be recording every meal what people are eating, just in case someone gets sick and it's something to do with the food or whatever. All of this should be locked down.
But it puts into perspective that there's a lot of teams that don't have the finances to do that kind of stuff.
We do.
Yeah,
I'm not saying these are expensive.
No, but I'm saying there's a lot of teams that don't even have that kind of money. So it's not.
Well,
really
then again, you look at some of
us.
our websites and some of the admin stuff we do in the background are absolutely horrendous. So maybe I'm asking a lot. A to Z. I swear my opinion on Palmer flipped 180. He is just worthless. Ouch. And Tess agrees.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see more of Rathbone start.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we were all talking about having Rathbone start and having Cannon come on from, like, for, let's say, the last 30 minutes with fresh legs. But, yeah, they've seemed to do the opposite, which is a bit weird because Rathbone's really been impressing me. But then again, it's a good problem to have when you've got really good people waiting in the wings, waiting for their shot.
Yeah. From Tess here, just following up on what we're talking about there. Does that actually happen? Watching Fozzie's vlogs when he was in the championship, they all just took what they want at the buffet. No one was monitoring. Well, again, it's one of these easy things to do. Sometimes you have a buffet for the basics, but your main meal or your main protein or whatever is served to you. You request it from the kitchen staff. And it can be monitored very simply if you do something like that. So they just go and they have all the names and they just mark who took what and who had what. But of course, look, these are top end things and they're very subtle. You know, they don't want to make things harder on the players. They will make things as easy as possible. But yeah, some do and some don't. Some are more strict than others. I hate excuses. I can't remember what match it was. There was a massive match where a team lost and they blamed the fact that everybody had lasagna for a team. And they were saying, oh, it was ridiculous. It was like, oh, lasagna shouldn't have been at this meal and blah, blah, blah. This wasn't a match day meal and all of this carry on. And it gets ridiculous. Nowadays, a stomach bug can go around that has passed through the air. Yeah, obviously a stomach bug, you know, touch contact and all other stuff. Yeah, it can happen. Again, it's about procedures and it's about getting the players to buy in too. So if you have a player who is a bit sick, they need to make it known early, and it needs to be a team effort. That you report these things, that you monitor these things, and like if that means that you isolate the player during one training session, so be it. You know, then these are the things you need to do because you do not want a stomach bug wiping out half your team. But
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, look, we're only a League One team, matches. So I'm not saying we should have it yet, but.
Actually, here's a question.
Yeah.
If we go up to the championship, do you think it's going to be really hard for us to find another target forward that can do what we need to do? Because Fowl, I don't know, or I don't think Fowl would be ready for the championship. And given our structure, our formation, the way that Parky likes to play, target forwards aren't exactly a very popular position to play because no one really plays these tactics.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mentioned that this might be the reason we already have issues trying to find one because we're already looking in the championship. We are trying to find someone of championship level quality to come and complete the role. And it's difficult. So yes, there are less of them out there that are trained in that role because teams have moved away from this sort of hoofball or direct football. Can Fowl be ready for the end of the season? We've seen it happen before.
But
what is our team going to look like?
Though?
Do I see him getting there? Maybe.
It's not even just getting there; it's just getting minutes to get there.
Yeah, the minutes might be an issue, but he has to show it in training, obviously, to get in. So it's levels. You have to make Parky confident in you, then you have to play and you have to look good, and start increasing your minutes. But at the moment, no. But our team flipped last season. Our second half of the season team looked completely different from our first half of the season team. So it'll be interesting to see. If Fal comes in January and does start getting minutes and starts playing well because he has learned the tactics that Parky wants, could he be our main man by the end of the season? Yeah, it's possible. Could it be a scenario that he never gets there? Yeah, that's also possible.
But that also creates another problem where if he's getting all the minutes, then Palmer's going to be playing even worse.
Yeah.
Well, I should lay off him. He's
Yeah.
But then again, I've always said that Palmer is extremely inconsistent. He can, but then again, I guess McLean's also like that as well. At least on the attacking side, you know they can place a game where they assist in one goal and score another, and then you have other games where they're just not really doing too much.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Lee get on the ball today.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed he didn't do better with that shot.
Yes, same.
That was a typical.
Well, he had two shots there.
He's scored from there numerous times before.
Yeah, but it was good to see them use that side of the pitch. Yeah, because the more they do that, the more it makes Barney's job easier. But we got to stop. I think as a team, collectively, they need to stop having Barney basically carry the team attacking wise. I think some of the other people have got to really step up because we can't have just one person doing pretty much a lion's share. Because that's a recipe for disaster.
It is. We did survive the dip in form of Mullen last season, though. When he came back, it was a long road back for him. So yeah, we'll see. The question here comment from George. Parky is going to have to play some of these new guys at some point because our starting 11 is not a championship caliber team. At points last season, certainly in the first half of last season, we were saying that our team is not a League One caliber team either. You know, so.
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, pretty much we've all been saying since the Division 5 that we were a League One team, probably not a top half League One team, but I do think
I suppose
on aggregate we were definitely like a League One team. It just depends on where on the table that you saw it.
Yeah. Okay, people are in the chat discussing Palmer again. No, wrong one. Sorry, I missed it. So the question, someone commented that giving Palmer an extension was a big mistake. There, A to Z again. Did we have to give him an extension?
Palmer.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know a lot of what happened in the background, but I even said back then I don't think it was the smartest idea. But having said that, I kind of backtracked a little bit on that because we weren't finding strikers. And then we had Marriott get hurt, and then all of a sudden it seemed like big brain 2000 IQ, foreshadowing or something for an injury later on. But at the time, I didn't think it was the smartest move. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to target forwards, there's not a whole lot of them, and there's not a lot of them that we're going to get for a price that Parky and the guys out, the executives are going to sign off on. So,
but I suppose my point with Palmer is just: can you come up with any legitimate reason why they needed to extend his contract? Because he is under contract to the end of the season. So Two scenarios. We get to the end of the season and we're going up to the championship. Do you want Palmer?
No.
Well, now you're after giving him an extra year extension that you have to pay off. Or B, we stay in League One next season. Do you want Palmer?
Well, see, that's the thing is, in a perfect world, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with it 100%. But the thing is, I'm starting to think that maybe it had something to do with talks between Parky and him, and maybe the way that, you know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, Parky, yeah, he does want us to get promoted, but he has to get us to the end of the season first. And maybe he felt that by giving Palmer his extended contract, that would light a fire under his ass to help get us to the point that we could actually finish this one first. Because we can always deregister him. But if we don't even get to that point, there's no point of even thinking about the championship. So I'd love to say that we live in a world where people are super professional, even though they may not necessarily be getting a contract extension. But for a lot of these people, there's ego to it. Especially when someone gets injured and then all of a sudden you're one of the only strikers left, then you can kind of fucking negotiate for better terms, even when it doesn't necessarily benefit the club. So, but then again, as I said, he is very inconsistent. It just depends on when his form picks up for us. Who knows? In a couple of games, he might have an absolute blinder. But yeah, I did say that it makes sense. Sorry?
Stockport have just scored a second.
Woo.
Yeah, and they have been.
Then again, where is Bolton on the ladder at the moment? Because
Bolton. 2 seconds. Here we go. Bolton is in 8th.
8th.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Stockport are currently in 6th with this win. So Stockport have jumped up. They were in 10th position.
I don't think the bookies would have picked this for the 3 promoted teams.
No, absolutely not.
So if you put your money on that, you did pretty damn well.
Yeah, Stockport are one of the few teams that are on a 15th match, though. So it's a little bit lopsided.
Yeah.
With their extra matches played, but yeah, they're doing okay. They're doing okay if they take this out.
I dare say there would actually be that in the betting odds as well. They'd be like, "Oh, do you believe that all 3 promoted teams will end up in promotion places?" With odds on that. Like,
sorry, it's 1-0. I just watched the replay.
Oh, okay.
I just watched the replay of the goal. Didn't realize and thought it was a second goal. Because I was paying attention to you. I wasn't paying attention to the match. And then I looked up. Oh, goal. Okay, it's 1-0.
You've been spending too much time with Rousey.
Okay. Beddendals, Palmer, Mullen needs to sub. Okay, ladies. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to pull up the rest of the matches because we're at halftime. And there has been a few scores. Oh, hang on. Premier League, League One. Okay, so roundup at halftime. We have Birmingham City versus Northampton Town, still 0-0. We have Bristol Rovers versus Lincoln City, 1-0 to Bristol at home. Crawley Town at home to Huddersfield, winning 1-0. That's a result so far. Crawley Town are beating Huddersfield.
Actually, is it though? Because Crawley played pretty damn well against us, man.
Yeah, they're okay. They have their moments, but they're very low down. They've gone on a really bad run. So this will be a good 3 points for them if they can pull it off. Then we have Exeter City versus Charlton Athletic, 0-0 at the half. Leyton Orient is winning 1-0 versus Blackpool. at home. Peterborough
Oh, shit.
United versus Cambridge United. 4-0
Oh,
at the half-time.
but then again, that doesn't surprise me.
Ah,
Cambridge has been playing absolutely
trash.
dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're-
Then we
I'm
have
pretty sure they're almost guaranteed to go down this year.
Peterborough. Yeah, fuck them out. Go on. Get out.
Bosh the posh.
Okay, then we have Stevenage 1-0 at home to Reading. So that would be a good win for them if they can pull it off. Wouldn't hurt us to have Reading lose that match.
Well, we're at Reading at the moment. Actually, I should just pull it up on my phone instead of asking you
No,
constantly.
hang on, I'll check it there. So as it stands now, Reading are in 10th with this loss. So nice mid-table.
Well, then again, if that's the case, man, I'd probably rather Reading get the win.
Why?
Oh, you said it was Stevenage, right?
Yeah. Stevenage are in 14th.
Stevenage actually, they impressed me with the way they played.
Yeah, but they're in 14th with the win, so you're better off with them.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just pull them down. Pull them down.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Well, what is it? Yeah, goal differential. Reading's on 0. Stevenage is on -4. Okay.
So then we have Stockport County versus Bolton Wanderers. Stockport up 1-0. And then Wigan Athletic at home to Wycombe Wanderers are losing 1-0 to Wycombe. So we would like at least a draw on that one. Wigan to pull out a goal.
Well, I hope Wigan wins just for Neb, one of the guys from the Two Beards community.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
no,
a
fuck
Wigan
him. Wait
supporter.
1 second. Who's Ned?
But I've
who's
noticed
Ned and why do we care?
I've noticed our rivals are dead last. The cross-border rivals.
Yes. Shrewsbury. Oh, look at that.
-14 goal difference.
-14 goal difference on 8 points. And they've played one match more than Burton. Ooh.
Which is weird, man, because I thought Burton was going to be the worst, but actually Crawley Town has dropped down really low as well.
They have.
Which is weird. Because at one point, Leyton Orient was last, and they've obviously got out of relegation zone. So,
yeah. So I think Crawley may escape. Aaron completely disagrees with me. Aaron thinks they're absolutely going down, but I think they have a shot. And we'll see at the end of the match today whether I'm right or wrong in this, because I think Crawley Town are going to escape because they will pull off some wins. They seem to have a style of play that they can score against the right team on the right day. They can pull it off the win, and I think that is what is normally missing from the weaker teams. They end up with a lot of draws, whereas Crawley tends to not draw too much, but they will pull out a couple of wins here and there. So that's my opinion on their chance of escaping.
I'm surprised Rotherham is doing so poorly.
Yes. Yeah, they are way down 16th.
I'm just like, holy shit, you'd expect them to be either in the playoff spots or just below it. But yeah, no, they are not having a good time for the start of the season.
At the moment, if things stay the way they are, there's a little bit of a gap opening at the bottom. So we have the bottom three. We have Cambridge on 10, although they have a couple of games in hand. Burton on 8 and Shrewsbury on 8, and then Crawley Town is on 14. And within one match, 3 points, there is 4 teams above them who can all be caught with one match, potentially.
Yeah.
Now, games in hand and stuff like that play about. So there's a large group there that are close enough. So like you say, Northampton Town in 17th on 16 points. they're close enough to drop into that last relegation spot. Even Rotherham is only another point, but still, like there's a good chunk there that potentially will fight for that last relegation spot.
Yeah, the end of the season is going to be pretty damn crazy, whichever side of the table that you're on. But there definitely seems to be some people who deserve to go down.
The match has restarted 1 minute 25 seconds into the second half. Stockport have scored.
Oh, damn.
No, let them win today because it gets the monkey off their back with all their losses lately, and then they can lose to us. I'm serious.
wish it
It
worked that
often
way.
happens like that.
Like the mental is a very big thing.
Yeah.
Especially if we're going to be traveling away. Our away form isn't the greatest.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to put my hand up and say we won't be relegated this season. I think it's clear now at this point that
it's nice to see in League Two that Notts County's in second.
Yeah.
And Port Vale. Port Vale's the English one, isn't it? It's Newport, that's the Welsh one.
Yeah, Newport is the Welsh one, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Not just there, Michael Pearce.
So, yeah, maybe... Well, actually, that'd be funny if we go up to the championship and then Notts County comes up to the EFL 1 and they're like, why didn't you wait for us, you bastards?
They should have come up instead of Crawley. That's their own fault.
I think it was when they started doing a lot of the documentary stuff with all that, I was like, did you ever see the ad rivalry between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds?
Some of it, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, where they basically did an ad for each other's company. And Ryan Reynolds does his coffee thing where he actually does this really nice one. And then Hugh Jackman does his other, he's like, he's a beep, and just pours his aviation gin down. He's like, sorry, man, I didn't think that the truce was real. I thought after that he was going to buy Notts County. And I was like, that would have just been the funniest thing in the world. But I mean, shit, if I had a mate like that, that's the kind of shit I would do. I'd be like, okay, you buy Wrexham, I'll buy Notts County, and we'll just mess with each other. It's not like Hugh Jackman's short of a few million.
Okay, talking about rivalries, all right? I like the rivalries. I like having teams that have a history with us, all right? So I wanted Notts to come up
same,
with us.
Same.
And I wanted to have the fun with them, right? But other people said, no, absolutely not. You know, I suppose it takes a little bit of the spotlight off us if somebody else has done it or whatever. And
well, see, that I don't agree with that. If anything, it compounds it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever one hears one, they hear about the other, you know, and it's the media is there and we're getting lots of exposure and it becomes a whole new thing. You know, I mean, that's why every man and his dog in this league wants to kind of synthesize a rivalry with us where there is none.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask a question and you can hold off a little bit. I want to get some of the chat to answer this first. Okay, so a couple of scenarios here and I'd like some answers, guys. You ready? So if we go up automatically in second place, do you want Stockport County and or Mansfield to be in the playoffs? And who would you want to come up with us? And then the other one is, if we ended up in the playoffs, would you want either of the teams in there with us who could potentially beat us and keep us in this division?
I definitely have an answer, but I'll let chat go first.
Okay, A2Z says he wants Mansfield to join us. Okay. He would prefer Mansfield and Stockport. Of course, Stockport did go up in first, so maybe that's fair. Some people might prefer not to have the team that beat us in our league. Anyone else? Glenda says Mansfield to join us as well. Interesting. Vincente, Mansfield to join. Goofy Splat wants Bolton. Okay.
Well, okay.
Each to their own, that's fine. New rivalry with Bolton. Madal, do you think better and bigger offers will come in for Barney? Okay, we're not on Barney at the moment, Madal. I'll go back to it in a minute, though, maybe. Okay, Michael Pierce, they can both win against us in playoffs. It would really depend on how and where we play. Okay, well, anybody can beat us in the playoffs. So, like, no matter what team ends up in there, you have a chance of losing to them because they're a top-end League One team. Madal wants Stockport to stay down after all the shit talk. Okay, that's a fair point. Stockport do like to talk a little bit of shit about Wrexham. So, yeah, it wouldn't hurt to keep them down. Okay, so not PC, on PC. Have at it.
Well, historically, Stockport has wounded us in the past.
Yes.
Especially when it comes... Yeah, so...
They got out of the National League before us, keeping us down.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, even though that's a sore spot, I respect it.
History.
You know what I mean? And so, same thing with Notts County. They, like, for all intents and purposes, either one of those two teams with Notts and us should have gone up with the amount of points that we got in the league. And I actually really like that rivalry. It was, yeah, I mean, it kind of felt like two brothers, a rivalry between two brothers, not like a hated thing. Whereas with Stockport, that seems a bit more niggly.
Yeah, one of those you'll still punch the head off each other, but God forbid somebody else tries to do it. Yeah.
So for me, I'd be cool with both Notts and Stockport coming up with us to the championship. I'm very much of the opinion where I think the better the rivalry is, the better the team will try to meet it. Yeah, does that mean that sometimes we're going to lose a few games? Yeah, of course. But yeah, I think competition only makes things more entertaining.
Okay. Not a dinosaur parky.
But yeah, I don't like the playoffs of anything, man.
Yeah.
So it really wouldn't matter who the hell you're playing against the playoffs because you never want to be there in the first place.
Okay. Not a dinosaur parky has a question here I want to answer just because it's an honest question. In this league, if a player is injured for the whole season, can he be removed from the roster while adding another player? MLS has this. At the moment, no. He has to remain part of the roster until January. When January comes, we get the new transfer window. We get to move players out and bring new players in, and then reassign our new roster of 22. So at that point, yes, we will most likely be swapping him out, say Marriott. But until then, we have to make do. That's why we have extra players.
And that's the reason why we
kept
those two unregistered spots open for this predicament.
Yeah.
Which was pretty big-brained, which was good. But just, I don't think anyone could have foreseen the injury crisis that we've kind of got going on. So, but yeah, Stockport is really putting Bolton to the sword.
Yeah. Okay, super header 3-0. Following up there, Bruce says an application can be made to the EFL for exceptional circumstances. It's not an automatic injury reserve list like in America. Yes, that is correct. However, it is rarely used for strikers and other positions because you generally have a lot of players that can cover. Mostly it is used for goalies However, yes, you can apply in exceptional circumstances. So in a scenario where you really only have 4 strikers and kind of you have 3 major injuries or something, then you might get away with bringing in a lone player or somebody else. But as you said, it is exceptional circumstances. Okay. Let's have a look at the rest of the teams. So Wycombe 3 shots on target.
What's their score at the moment?
Yeah, I'm just checking. So, quick roundup. Birmingham City is still drawing 0-0 with Northampton. Bristol Rovers still 1-0 against Lincoln, which is a good result. If they lose, that would be excellent for us. Crawley Town up against Huddersfield Town. Again, another result if they can pull it off. Exeter City 0-0 with Charlton Athletic. Leyton Orient 1-0 with Blackpool. Peterborough United 4-0.
5-0. No, 5-0.
Has it changed just now?
Yeah, it's on the app. It says 5-0.
Just popped 5-0. Yeah, just swapped right in front of me. Updated.
Holy shit! It's only, what is it? How many? 52 minutes into the game.
53 minutes, yeah.
Holy shit!
Stevenage 1-0 up on Reading. Stockport County 3-0 up on Bolton Wanderers, and Wigan Athletic losing 1-0 with Wycombe Wanderers.
Oh my God! Burton's beating Shrewsbury 2-0, and they're both in relegation spots.
Yeah.
Damn, Shrewsbury is not
That's
having
good.
a good
I want
time.
Shrewsbury to be right at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
I mean, they are a cross-border thing, but I'm just like, holy shit.
And just above them can be Peterborough. Although that's of course never going to happen. But yeah,
well,
Stockport
not
look
with
to be tear here. Bolton are now all over the place. They don't know what to do now that they're 3-0 down.
Which is weird, because when we came into the season, man, some of us were there, getting really tight scrotums when we thought about coming up against them, and now it's like, okay, that's what you've got. Yeah. So by what's the bet that Stockport also puts 5 goals on them?
It's looking quite likely at this point.
Yeah.
Actually, looking at it right now, yeah, they could very well do that. So Huddersfield is in 9th with this potential loss. That's good for us. Lincoln City in 7th with a potential loss here. Both of those are nice results. What about Barnsley?
Yeah, it's like Barnsley's sliding under the radar at 4th now. So
are Barnsley not playing?
And they've got a game in hand.
Or did Barnsley play this morning?
Oh no, sorry, they're on 14 games. Stockport's on 15 games. So Birmingham's still got a game. They've got I guess now if there's
Barnsley are not playing today. Okay.
Yeah. Which means that Birmingham could be first when they equalise with games. That doesn't surprise me. But the fact that Wycombe's doing so well is surprising me.
Yeah, Wycombe are doing really well. Yeah.
But then again, they did put 3 goals on us. But then again, I guess it was the first game, and we did just edge them. So
maybe we were very lucky to get them in the first game.
Yep. No, I do not disagree.
We have if we can pull out Stockport. This is our biggest match coming up that I think we're likely to lose. Is this next match with Stockport, because we're then hitting all the home matches. So if we pull out anything in this next match, that will be really good.
Yeah, actually, we're doing pretty damn well, because the pretty much every game we played for a bit here has just been big hitters.
Yeah,
and we either won or drawn. So I'm hoping we stick with that trend. when we hit Stockport, even if we just scrape by with a home draw. Actually, no, sorry, it's an away draw, isn't it?
Away draw, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be more than happy.
Away draw will be fine against Stockport. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next up, we have Exeter, Lincoln, and Barnsley. So I'll have a look at this. Right, so after Stockport, we have Exeter at home. Where are they sitting? Okay, they're further down than I thought.
Yeah, they're like mid-table, aren't they?
12th at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so Exeter in 12th. And it's
So
4
literally
goals.
mid.
4 goals.
Yeah.
Then we have Lincoln at home in 7th. And then Barnsley 4th. So we have big matches at home, but they are the home side. Okay. So again, they're important to take out these big teams, or draw at least at home as well with the biggest teams. And then we get a bit easier again. Then we have Burton away, and then Cambridge at home again. So obviously Burton right down the bottom as an away, we should hammer them. And then Cambridge at home, they're third from the bottom.
Yeah, Cambridge should be a cakewalk.
Yeah,
It'd be the kind of thing that I'd probably even play full 90 minutes on that game.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if you put Stockport in betting for 5 goals plus, you could probably go on a little holiday. Oh, damn, 62 minutes and 4 goals. That is crazy.
Yeah.
But it just shows you Bolton has really fallen from grace.
Yeah, they
I still
have.
remember the
They've been getting
days
a really
when
hard time of it.
Yeah, it's like I still remember the days when they're in the Premier League. So it's just, yeah. But that's the beauty of Pro Rel.
Okay, so how many points do you think we need out of this next group of matches I have here? So we've 6 matches there, 4 at home, 2 away, and that level of team. What would you be happy with?
Well, it depends. Well, Stockport's one of the aways,
Mm-hmm.
and as I said, I would be more than happy with a draw. Actually,
Yeah,
I think, yeah, like the way they're going at the moment. Actually, it could be a 50-50 to be really honest, but yeah, I'd be happy with that. Who's the other away?
Exeter at home, Lincoln home, Barnsley home. Then the away is Burton, and then the last home is Cambridge.
Burton should be a goal fest for us.
Yeah, and Cambridge should be an easy win at home.
Yeah, Barnsley should be a tough one. Yeah, Exeter we should do really well. So points. I'm thinking
12.
So how many games did you say?
6 games. 12 points. 2-point average.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4 wins, 2 draws.
Okay.
So yeah, that'd be 14 points.
Yeah, so you're that means you're thinking a draw with Stockport. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then 2 wins and 1 draw at home between Barnsley, Lincoln, and Exeter.
So yeah, so Lincoln. Ooh,
that's a lot.
That's a bit strange.
That's a lot.
Exeter we should do, as I said, Exeter, Cambridge, all those ones we should win. Yeah, Lincoln could throw up a. I know, sorry, it's Barnsley's the one I'm more worried about than Lincoln. Barnsley could actually battle us. I mean, they're 4th for a reason. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if we got 12, we'd be lucky. I'd like to think we can get 14 out of it. But
yeah, I think 12 at at the base level would be good.
Yeah. So when's that Lincoln game?
Lincoln is on Tuesday, November 26th.
Oh shit! The day after my birthday. Yeah, I told Josh to reach out to Tom FM, who's a Lincoln content creator. He does stuff for like Football Manager content. He's from Lincoln.
Okay, Birmingham's after going 1-0 up. And Lincoln are after drawing 1-1.
That's all right.
Ooh. Crawley Town 2-1 versus Huddersfield.
Okay, which is weird because well, actually, no. When I think about it, they usually just win by 1, but usually it's only one point gets scored all game. Yeah.
Mad Al. All the points. We want all the points.
Oh shit! Our next game is EFL Trophy.
Yes, Tuesday.
Yeah, and that's right. That's Port Vale, so that's EFL 2. So hopefully they start playing Burton. Hopefully Lewis Brunt gets some game time. Maybe even Rathbone for start. Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing what's his name? Is it Matthew James?
Yes. Yeah, Matty James.
I wouldn't mind seeing him on the pitch as well.
Yeah, he's got to come soon, I think.
And then again, it's also the EFL Trophy. Like we like to put a lot into the FA Cup, and fair enough, that's like a historical prestige kind of thing. But for the other cups, we really don't give too much of a shit, especially EFL Trophy, because
yes,
because that's the Carabao Cup, right?
Basically, no, the Carabao Cup is different.
Sorry, so EFL.
No, we got knocked out of the Carabao.
Oh, sorry,
Cup.
this is EFL Trophy. My
EFL
bad.
Trophy, which is the worst of the three.
That's
the one with the under 21s.
Yeah, I'm saying, but what do they call it? Papa John's or?
It used to be the Papa John's. Now it's the Bristol Street.
Bristol Street. Okay, yeah.
The only thing about that cup is, considering we're out of the FA Cup, it's the only shot at going to Wembley. Which would be something interesting for the dock side of it.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know if anybody even considers that in the club. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, those kind of things. To me, it'd be more about just getting minutes under people personally. But I can totally see
at the moment, yes.
Yeah.
But when you get a little bit further down it, and you get a chance to go to Wembley, it is something big for the team, I suppose.
Yeah, as I said, and we've got the extra element of the doco, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because we didn't exactly do too well in the FA, so.
Yeah, and here's a very good point from George Williams. The Port Vale game means nothing, not quite. Both teams are already advanced. Yes, both teams are advanced. The only difference is whether you get a home match or an away match. And as has been mentioned, our away form, be it a big team or a small team, is not as good as our home form. But it is the perfect opportunity to play any team you want within reason. And get people hours and minutes, and some people need them at the moment. So yes, I expect a significant change in a few positions for that. Yeah.
There's definitely a few people. Seb and Mendy need more minutes. Brunt needs more minutes. Boyle needs more minutes.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
I think the way you do it is, you do play the team that needs the minutes, and or maybe you're trying someone in a different position, whatever, and just have some strength on the bench, so that in the event that it's not looking good, then you just bring on a massively strong bench at 60 minutes and let them try and finish it out.
Well, see, that's the thing. Oh, well, actually, now that we got Daddy, I'd probably have him on the bench because I wouldn't have Mullen on the bench, to be brutally honest.
No,
You
I
kinda
would.
need-
I would play Daddy and put Mullen on the bench.
Sorry?
I would play Daddy from the start and put Mullen on the bench because I would prefer Daddy to do 60 minutes
I'm just saying I wouldn't have Mullen on the bench to begin with.
at all.
Because because I mean, when's the last time you saw him score? Yeah, I mean, like he's not doing the greatest all 90 minutes, and I mean, if you're bringing people on for the sole fact that you want them to come in and make an impact, it doesn't make logical sense
Yeah,
to bring on
okay,
Mullen.
yeah, that does defeat my logic, but for me that's a special case with Mullen at the moment. In that I want Daddy to have the minutes, and I want to see is he better or what is.
But then again, having said that, you could play them both from the start.
You could,
because I mean, Daddy could just play the target forward role, but I don't know what. Yeah, actually, yeah, because I don't even think the left foot, right foot thing even really matters with our partnerships because they like to switch around and interchange anyway. So,
but like I suppose as well, remembering that if we lose the match, all it means is an away match against probably a relatively weak team anyway. Then you could have some of these people not even be on the bench. You know, I don't think you need to have that massive bench. I said, but I still would probably do it. But
yeah, like no, I'm 100% behind that. Like I would have all the people that need minutes, and then have those people that exactly, and then bring on the people that we know that can get the job done if it gets to, let's say, 60 minutes and no points have been scored or something, you know, and bring them on. Even if you want to bring on like 3 at one time and just, you know, because it happens. Yes.
Gruff, are the playoffs at Wembley for the league? Yes, they are definitely the final. I think they're both. Is the first round played at Wembley as well? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know the final is, but
I think the way it works is you play 2 matches for the first one, so you play home and away. You're not at Wembley, and then the final is a single match at Wembley. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works.
Wonder who wins it this year. I guess we'll have to find out.
I wonder who's in it this year. Because it's getting very interesting if we keep pulling out these results. Still very early. But like, could you imagine how well we might be able to do in the second half of the season if we do find that right striker?
Oh yeah, 100%. Or even if Mullen starts actually, you know, playing the way we know he can play. Like if he starts playing like he did towards the arse end of last year, we'd be sorted. But it's just a waiting game basically. Come on, Stockport. At least put this last goal on the board. You may as well at this point. Actually, I don't know why I'm cheering them on, man. I want to keep our good goal differential.
I'm telling you, there's often a bit of an adrenaline dump after you get that win, when especially a good win,
1,000%.
Especially a good win when you've been on a bad run. Okay, we have some movement. Crawley Town 2, Huddersfield Town 2. Huddersfield look like they're coming back. Draw would be good. Exeter beating Charlton 1-0. Good. Leyton Orient 2-0 Blackpool. And everything else is pretty much the same.
Okay, so Wickham's only 1-0 against Wigan.
Yeah.
That's surprising given where they are in the league.
So Exeter are on 22 points with 13. Charlton are on 19 points with 14. Okay, so actually Exeter could do with losing or drawing that. Yeah, a nice draw between Exeter City and Charlton would be good.
Mm.
Okay. Mad Al, with the new investor, I'm hoping we get to Premiership striker we were promised in the summer.
Premiership?
I don't think we were promised it in the summer. There was mention from someone in the know that we had a Premier level striker coming in. But do we want to go older again? No, I guess it doesn't really matter either way. But yeah, if you had an ex-Premier level striker that was willing to come join us.
But how old are we talking? Because we had an ex-Premier League keeper there for a bit, and he had to retire after 5 games in his next season.
Yeah, that was an interesting one for me. I think he was a little bit more interested in his podcasting and using Wrexham as a platform.
Oh well, I don't think at the start. I think he did it honestly to help us out. But
yes, yeah. But coming
then
into
I think he got higher on his own supply after a few games because the adrenaline starts rushing and he's like, oh my god, this is great. But then started to realize it's not what it's cracked up to be, especially after he retired for that long. But Birmingham only being 1 up against Northampton, surprising.
Northampton are an amazingly fucking defensive team. It's crazy.
But we put points on them.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm very surprised.
And this is the thing with this league, though. Any team is capable of pulling it out against another team, But over a season, they can't do it. But here and there, they can pull out a match.
Yeah, it's funny how much money they've spent, and it's like they're not really blowing anyone out of the water.
Yeah, not really. I absolutely expected a bit more.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing is, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's going to take a while for them to gel," and I think they kind of hit their straps when they hit us, to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
But, from what I'm seeing, as I said, I'm not very impressed, especially for the money that they outlaid. Like, yeah, you can you can spend and you can spend smart. So.
Yeah, here, Matt, again. Brian Flynn said we were getting 2, as did Humphrey Kerr at the live event for Fearless in Devotion. I think we got gazumped. Potentially, I think it was McAtee. I think McAtee did a number on us, and used us to big up his contract. And
Stocking
it worked.
horse.
Yeah, I think it worked. I think he absolutely abused us, and I think some of our team maybe were not aware of it, and weren't considering it maybe as much as they should, because this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
Some people are smart enough to say the right things, to convince you that they're coming, and especially when we have so many positives in our side. I mean, it's very easy for people to come in and kind of look at all those positives, talk about them, big everything up, and then only be after the money,
But then again, that kind of hurts their reputation in the long run as well.
I don't think so.
Sorry,
because we don't know it for sure. How does it hurt McAtee if he did this to us and went to Bolton?
Well, people kind of know that you will use that as a negotiation tactic.
But we don't know he did.
We just know. I think we did. Yeah, it's like I think we know just a little bit, which is fine. Like, don't hate the player, hate the game. But
penalty? No penalty. Oh, Bolton going for a little bit of a dive there. He was in good position, and they could pull it off. Yeah, I expect it is the thing. You know what I mean? I don't mind it if you're being honest about it, in that you would go to both clubs. If you're just simply bouncing one club off another in order to get a better contract, I don't care about that at all, not in the slightest. But if he was doing it simply, I'm going to Bolton no matter what, and I'm just going to use Wrexham to do it, that's not nice. But again,
Yeah.
I expect it. Some people will do it.
Mm.
It's part of the game, and we should be aware of it.
Yeah, 1,000%. Oh, damn. Leighton's 3 up on Blackpool. Would not have picked that scoreline.
Nope. So let's have a look at Leighton.
Especially considering they were literally dragging along the bottom of the table, like dead last at one point, and now, yeah, I mean,
Okay, that is nice actually, because Leighton is sitting in 20th with this win, and Blackpool is then in 17th. Blackpool were pulling up there. They had a nice run, but now they've slipped. So let's have a look at Blackpool. Okay,
Stevenage with the 1-0. Very cliche for them.
Okay, so Blackpool drew with Wigan in their last match 2-2. They lost in the one before to Peterborough 5-1. They
Oh,
lost.
that stings.
Yeah, they lost in the match before to Barnsley when they were at home. They lost in the match before that when they were away to Mansfield Town 2-0. The match before that was Lincoln City when they were playing at home 1-1. Wow. I have paid no attention to Blackpool and their
for the last 5-6 weeks.
That's their last 5 matches, not counting today. They have had two draws in their last 5, not counting what's a loss today. And then before that, after they got their new manager, they had a 3-0 win at home versus Burton, a 2-0 win away versus Huddersfield, a 2-1 win away versus Charlton, a 2-1 win at home to Exeter in those 5 matches. Damn. And now they've gone again. People were getting worried about Blackpool, saying, Jesus, they could be making a run. Not anymore. And we have them over Christmas. No, not over. We do. We have them over Christmas at home. They're in our Christmas run.
Yeah. So Crawley's 2-2 with Huddersfield.
Yeah.
So that should knock Huddersfield. Oh, yeah.
If it stays that way.
If they win, that'll be good. That'll knock Huddersfield down a few pegs.
Even a draw is good. It takes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, not long left. We're over 80 minutes in all the matches. 84 in some, 82 in some. Not too bad results today, actually. You know, the ones around us are kind of drawing.
Oh, I wouldn't say that for Cambridge. Poor bastards.
Oh, well. Every dog will have their day. Isn't that right, Peterborough? You can win this one and then fuck up the next 3. I'm not going to give that up for the whole season. I'm sorry. Peterborough has my attention now, and I'm going to dog on them every opportunity I can.
What was that? Because of like some they welched on like a podcast thing.
Yeah, it was another podcast. They're kind of mean. They were mean about Wrexham, and they had some
okay.
ridiculous targets. One of them said like 5-0 and 4-1 and stuff versus us, and they had a hot take. They had it was mainly the possession thing as well. They turned around and basically said that if you give us possession, we are going to rip you apart with it. So we gave them 70% possession and won the match 2-0.
Yeah, I remember that. I was just laughing so hard because I was like, everyone was G'd up, and they were just like, "Fuck them," and I'm like, "All right, sweet."
So yeah, they got clipped up by Fearless in Devotion and everything. Social media on X and stuff went a bit crazy. They got an awful hard time afterwards, but they were very much a clickbaity sort of a podcast, you know.
Well, they probably got some views out of it.
I'm sure they did get some juice out of it. Yeah. Oh well, we need our bad guys. Shrewsbury Town are just useless. So we're gonna shit on them because they're close no matter what. But yeah, we've got our new League One guys that I don't like. So our football day is nearly over. Okay, Drew does
Come
whatever.
on, Wigan, draw against Wickham.
Oh, Josh is here. I was just looking back at the comments. Drew does whatever has put up at Josh. It feels like we completely change tactics when Mullen is on the field, and I'm like, I'm not Josh. Who's talking to Josh? He has a comment right above it that I completely missed. Okay, Josh thinks we have a goal scoring problem. Yeah, maybe at the moment we do, but we don't as of yet have a winning problem. So that's the more important thing. We are getting our points, so we don't have a points winning problem yet. But of course, it's not great.
Well, one could argue we don't have a goal scoring problem. We have a striker goal scoring problem.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Because there seems to be enough coming from everywhere else.
Yeah.
And given our goal differential compared to the rest of the league, we're actually doing really well.
Oh, another one, 5-0.
Seems to be something for 5-0s today.
Daily.
Oh man, it's either draws or 5-0s.
Okay, so Madal has just reminded me because it had slipped my mind. The posh lads also said we'd lose interest in Wrexham, and actually that our owners were going to lose interest, and we sold out and whopped them. Yeah, so what they had said was that there was an issue with away tickets, right? And it was something along the lines of we were given an allocation of tickets for the away end, and we sold them out. But then apparently they offered us more tickets, and we didn't accept them. Probably because I think it was like 2 days before the match. So potentially the club just didn't want to deal with it because it was too late. So this commentator, Ashley, came on and said that people are losing interest in Wrexham because we couldn't sell our away tickets. And that we have reached our level. I'm remembering all the comments now. We have reached our level and we'll go no further than League One, and the owners are going to get tired of us and leave soon. So there was all this stupid stuff, and it's like based on a couple of hundred away tickets, he's trying to say all of this when they can't even barely fill their stadium half full on their themselves. and he wants to make this argument. I'm like, you are
Sounds like
stretching
Coke.
this so fucking far here. And that's what got people's back up, like. So.
Well, they should have just given us a bigger allocation to begin with.
To begin with, yeah.
Would have solved the fucking problem, especially if they're only half selling their stadium.
Oh yeah, and we were. I think they had one match where they had sold more tickets last season than us, because I remember checking this. All of last season, their highest match, and it was only one or two of them that got near this. We ended up missing out on breaking that record by only like 200 people or something. And on average, they were only like half filling their stadium throughout the whole season. So, yeah, a bit stupid. Everybody comes to watch Wrexham. Even the opposition fucking fans only turn up when Wrexham plays.
Yeah. Well, we saw that in Charlton.
Yeah, did you see
Goddamn
the
half and half fucking
I know.
scarves?
I'm a bit disappointed I didn't go and buy one. I was thinking about it, actually, having
Use
a
it
little
as a tea
souvenir.
cozy.
Yeah, whatever. But I should have. I was thinking about it.
Bloody ugly things. Oh, some of these games are almost done. Yeah, the Crawley game's almost about done. Oh, Cambridge came back with 1 goal.
Cambridge. Where's Cambridge?
Yeah, 5-1, 88 minutes.
Oh, okay.
A bit of a very, very small consolation prize.
Come on, Wigan Athletic. Go on. Get a draw with Wickham.
Yeah, I want that too, badly. Oh, Reading's drawn with Stevenage.
Yeah, that's a decent result. Just keep Reading back a little bit, just for the sake of it.
Come on, Wigan.
Birmingham still 1-0. Come on, Northampton.
Yep. Damn. Still can't get over Leyton Orient smashing Blackpool. That was a surprise.
Yeah, something's up with Blackpool. Okay, Stockport's over.
Oh, you got to hand it to them. 5-0 against Bolton's a pretty decent result.
Yeah, absolutely. When they play well and they're on their game, they really are on it. Absolutely, I'll give that to them. Stockport look excellent when they're on it.
Well, they looked excellent last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously, of course, they went up as champions, but like they were actually playing really decent football. So it's a bit weird that they kind of dropped down the ladder from the start of the season, though. But who knows? Maybe they might come for a bit of a run towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone at this point.
No, absolutely not.
Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if Birmingham doesn't come first, to be honest, at this rate. I mean, one would, like, if someone's going to put a gun to my head, I'd probably, put money on them, but it would not surprise me if it didn't.
You know what, though? I can see Birmingham spending another chunk of
Yeah,
money.
no, you're
January.
absolutely right. Yeah.
I would not be surprised with another 5 million if they can find the right players.
Well, that definitely means there'll be some players worth picking up then, probably on the way out.
For them.
No, I was saying for anyone else in the league, whoever's on the outs, because pretty much anyone that's on their team at the moment is pretty decent.
Oh, I guess yeah. Yeah, sometimes you can find a team who is cashing in, that they're kind of solid mid-table, and they know they're unlikely to make playoffs or whatever, that they'll cash in on a player and let them go, take the money, and know that they're comfortable for the season, then start again the next year. Birmingham still only 1 goal. Huddersfield Town versus Crawley, 90 plus 7. So I'm going to wait for all these matches just to finish out. I'll do a quick table run, and then I'll probably finish it up. Mad 5 million for Barney. Okay, there's a question.
I knew you were going to ask that too.
Is there
I
a
don't
number?
know, man. Oof. I don't know, man, because Barney's playing. Like at the end of the day, firstly, Barney would want to have to go.
That's the big thing, because you know what? The way we're playing right now, if we lose Barney, we may not go up.
Yeah, but not only that, Barney would know that he's definitely playing as a regular starter. Yeah, he's just been playing out of his mind. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what the board would say. I mean, the doco wouldn't look favourably on it, but at the end of the day, the doco isn't the one paying wages. So we're going to find that we're going to be releasing guys. I wouldn't, because even that valuation would be too small for me, the way that he's been playing.
Okay, but here's the interesting thing. If as we said earlier, or as you said earlier, if we gave Palmer a contract to keep him sweet and happy, how sweet and happy would Barney be for the rest of the season if we tried to lay an exit for big money, big wages to someone?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd imagine that wouldn't go down unless that's something that he wanted to do himself. But if that's something that he did not want to do, then yeah, of course it would piss him off and fuck with his mentals. So I couldn't imagine it would do anything else, to be honest.
But okay, so let's swing it the other way then as well, though. Surely we can replace Barney and a couple of others for 5 million. If you then turn around and say, okay, look, Barney, you want to go triple your wages, go to Birmingham. We know they're going to go up this season. You'll be in Championship next year. We now take 5 million. Do we believe we can't find Barney and another replacement that suits us with 5 million?
It depends. Are we staying in the EFL 1 or are we also going up to Championship?
We also want to go up. But, okay, so here's the scenario, right? We lose Barney, but we get 5 million and we're willing to spend that 5 million this January window, right? Can we not replace Barney and get a new striker? A top-end striker that suits us? Not a Birmingham level or whatever, you know? Someone a bit older or whatever. 5 million's a lot of money. That could almost guarantee us second, potentially.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like 5 million is a lot of money, especially considering we're not really spending that much money on transfer fees to begin with. A lot of the times, a lot of the guys we're bringing in are free agents or something like that. So we definitely put that money to use. But then it's just, do you get more value for that or keeping Barney? Because I I guess it would depend on how well Rev does by the end of the season. Because if Revan
by
starts
January,
to,
yeah.
sorry,
By January, all these changes happen in January.
yeah, exactly. Like if Rev was doing great and putting in great crosses, then yeah, you could probably sell Barney, but we don't really have someone to do that. And our whole formation and structure is based around that kind of, whipped in crosses, so to speak. So, yeah, but then again, it's got. At the end of the day, it's always smart to take the money. You know what I mean, for the just if, but I could totally understand why they wouldn't. And just for the player, I wouldn't. But you know what I mean, like a lot of the times, the amount of money that you can turn from it, it's basically just.
Oh, Northampton scored.
Are you fucking
1-1, 1-1, 90 plus 8.
This is
Birmingham.
lovely.
It's the last match still playing.
Oh, it hasn't even come up on my app. Oh, yep, just came up. Oh, please hold out. Please hold out.
Oh my, yeah, and it's over. It's gone full time.
Oh, that's lovely.
Last second.
Dude, so many draws. I think it was only us and Exeter Exeter and Wickham, I think, that won by like a goal. And then the rest were just like absolute stomps.
Okay.
Oh, what is it?
I'm going to go through all the results now.
Peterborough was actually 6-1 by the end.
Okay, so let me go through them here. So, I'm going to go backwards. Where was last night's? Okay, so last night we had Barnsley versus Rotherham. They won 2-0. Then Wrexham versus Mansfield 1-0. We took it out. Burton at home 2-0 to Shrewsbury Town. Wigan Athletic lost at home to Wycombe Wanderers 1-0. Stockport County beat Bolton Wanderers at home 5-0. Stevenage drew with Reading 1-1 at home. Peterborough United 6-1 versus Cambridge United. Peterborough at home. Leyton Orient 3-0 versus Blackpool. Exeter City 1-0 versus Charlton Athletic. Crawley Town 2, Huddersfield Town 2. Crawley at home. Bristol Rovers 1, Lincoln City 1. And then last match, Birmingham City 1, Northampton Town 1 in the death.
That was a crazy week.
That is a crazy week. So what I'm going to do...
You either had 1-alls, draws, or absolute stomps.
No, I'm gonna...
But I must admit, Stockport did really well. That was 5 unanswered goals and a clean sheet. You don't really get much better games than that. So hats off to them. Hopefully they got it out of their system for us next week.
All right, so I'm going to show the table. Boom, I'm going to cover my face up so you can have a quick look at it. So first place, we have Wycombe Wanderers, played 14, they're on 32 points. Birmingham City in second, played 13, 30 points. We are in third with 14 games played and 28 points. Behind us then is Barnsley. They are on 14 games with 25 points. Lincoln, 14 games, 25 points. Stockport in sixth, they are in the playoffs with 15 games and 24 points. Mansfield then have 13 games, so they have a game in hand on us. They are also on 24 points.
Places.
We knocked them down out of the playoffs at the moment, but the game in hand is why, really.
Yes.
So they have the opportunity to get to 27 points with their game in hand. They will still be below us by 1 at that point. Okay. Then Huddersfield Town is in 8th with 23 points. So let me move this. Okay, then next we have Reading 9th, 23. Bolton 10th, 23. Exeter 11th, 22. Peterborough United, 21 points, 12th. Charlton Athletic 13 with 19 points. Stevenage 14th with 18. Then we have Rotherham, Bristol, Northampton, Blackpool. Blackpool are way down there now. Dropped way back
Still
down.
can't get over Rotherham being 15th.
Yeah. Then we have Wigan and Leighton on 14 points. Then in the relegation zone, Crawley Town on 12 points, Cambridge on 10 points, Burton Albion 8, Shrewsbury Town 8. Now Crawley Town have played 15 matches, so a lot of people above him, the next 4 have a game in hand to play. So this is where the division is starting to come for those bottom 4 playoffs. But a couple of good wins and that can change around. Looking here at Blackpool, they are so far down, they're not ridiculously far off that 4th relegation spot. But
look, but
there's a
the
big
goal
group.
differential
There's a big
looks a
group.
bit different for some of these teams.
Yeah, look at Blackpool now, still on -7. That's not good. Now, some of it was maybe before they sacked their manager and what have you, right at the very start of the season. But yeah, Crawley Town -13, Cambridge -11, Burton -10. Okay, we can almost call Cambridge, Burton, and Shrewsbury going down already.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, it's starting to seriously look that way.
Then again, there's a few goal differentials that tell me that over the next, I don't know, 20-something games, they could leak some more goals as well. So
yeah.
But then again, leaking goals doesn't necessarily mean you're going to drop places. I mean, you could lose. What is it? You could lose several goals, but then get one win with a single goal and keep your points up. Yeah, I mean, so
yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. And looking at the other results around us, I'm quite happy today. This has been a good day for Wrexham.
Dude, a W today was just good.
Yes, yeah.
Especially with the amount of draws that were going on and absolute stompings. Holy shit. 6-1, 5-0, 3-0. Yeah, just a single goal win. I'll take it. I'll take it.
So poor old Birmingham, huh? Oh, it's a shame they drew.
That's a debt. Well, hey, they got the same treatment we did last week.
But this is what I said. I said let Birmingham beat all the teams around us, and then they can have their losses to the weakest teams in the division.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter to us.
Oh man, that's right. Yeah. Did we beat them 4-0? Northampton?
I can't recall. Mixing up my teams matches.
Actually, I'll probably be able to find it pretty quickly.
We played them on the 17th of February. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Results.
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
At home.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a crazy week in football. Oh my god.
Mary, the league is getting juicy now that we're heading towards the end of the year. Yeah, this first half is looking good so far.
Yeah, I'm going to message that Ned guy and say thanks for your team.
Okay. There's Bruce McFarlane. Blackpool's form is 2 points in the last 6 games. Yeah. Wowza. After they came in and won like 5 on the bounce.
Yeah, and they used to be a championship team not too long ago, so that's pretty crazy.
Will Mullen score against his Cambridge, his old side? I doubt it, he says.
I don't know. Cambridge are doing pretty shit this season.
Yeah. Madal says he thinks we'll do Birmingham at home. Do you know what? I really hope we do. And I think we potentially can. Yeah.
Well, they only beat us 2-0 away, so
yeah. That's going to be a massive game. That's going to be huge.
Yeah. Because I mean, if we can draw a win each, that's good. I'm happy with that. But I'll tell you what, the media is going to go crazy for the Wrexham against Birmingham game at home.
Yes.
If they thought Birmingham was crazy, it's going to be even crazier to the Kairas.
Yeah. So Owen Hetherington there, well done Birmingham. He really loves League One. All teams are so even. Just the better team on the day wins. Just quickly, because we're about to sign off, which team do you support, Owen? And Mary here has a quick question. Paddy, do you think we should sign the Iceman Viking? He looks quality to me. He absolutely looks quality. Should we sign him now? No, I guess we make that decision in January. But
depends even if he wants to, man, because he's known for being a bit of a mercenary.
Maybe he'll go elsewhere. You know, if he shows off that he still has it and is match fit, maybe he moves somewhere else in January.
I've very rarely ever seen him stay with the same club for more than a year or a couple of years. So I don't know if that's because he likes to jump ship for money, or because he just hasn't had the opportunities given circumstance and maybe injuries or something.
I would say we seem to treat our players very well. So if he gets on well with the team and starts scoring, I'd say the likelihood is he would probably stay if we wanted him. Because of course then it gives him the opportunity to go up the championship as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope so. I do hope so, especially if he would be happy to play a secondary role in the championship. You know, if he can come on and become one of our main guys for this season, but then is very comfortable dropping back if we get better when we go up to the championship, absolutely.
Yeah, he I haven't seen too much of him, man, but the stuff that I've seen, he looks lethal when he's given a bit of grace, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing good things out of him.
Yeah. Okay, well, guys, on that bombshell, do we want to buy the Viking? I'm going to get out of here. This has been 2 hours and almost 20 minutes of a WREXtra time. So that is a new record for us, guys. We have pushed it further than we have ever pushed it before. So.
Well, on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Take care, PC. Thank you.
All right, latest, bud.
See ya. Right, guys. Thanks very much for coming. Thanks very much for staying. All the chat. It has been a very, very fun episode. We took the win, which is the most important thing, of course. We are up there near the top of the table, which is exactly where we want to be. And we will see you again on Tuesday for our cup match, where we should very likely see all our new players getting some minutes, and then we'll see how they do. So take care until then. Bye-bye.